South Australia, 1 in 4.5 children are reported for child abuse and neglect by the age of 5. Some states that's as high as 1 in 3. For Indigenous children, it's 1 in 2. At TAXI, which is the Australian Centre for Social Innovation, we have a bold vision. And our vision is to create an Australia that continues to find new ways to enable thriving lives. 4 years ago, I was working for our state's child protection system. I spent 10 years, 10 very big, long years, trying to find new ways to keep families together, trying to avoid the torture of pulling children out of homes, kicking and screaming, and putting them in foster care. I tried everything I could until really, I guess there was nothing left to try. But everything I was doing was top down. Top down, I was doing too. It was expensive, and it was working on the assumption that myself and my colleagues knew what was best for families. And so, like so many child protection workers, I became tired, I became negative. I started to probably mirror the behaviour of some of the families that I worked with in many ways. And I became lost in an ocean of crisis and survival, and that became my day in and out. Enter a National Centre for Social Innovation. So I moved to TAXI, and I started working with a team, a very unlikely team of designers, of business analysts, of community development workers and social scientists. And we all worked together to try and answer this very big question, which was how do we enable more South Australian families to grow and thrive and fewer families to spiral towards state intervention? Now, this is no small question. And this is a question that people all over the world are trying to answer. This isn't just a problem that we're experiencing in South Australia. This is a global issue. And so we knew we needed to do something quite radically different. We needed to not just listen and consult with families and communities. We needed to watch. We needed to learn. We needed to understand what it was that life for them was like, so we could then build around that. So we took a bottom-up approach. Everything I had done in my career, everything I had learnt, threw out the window and started from scratch. So we took a bottom-up approach and we used a methodology that we call at TAXI co-design. Co standing for collaboration, community, and for us co-design is about taking that blended team and putting it in, with and between whole communities, neighbourhoods and families. I'd like to introduce you to the founding families of a social venture that's now about to scale across Australia, and that venture is called Family by Family. When we built Family by Family and we applied this co-design approach, we used 4 key principles to achieve this. The first principle is starting with a question. Don't go in with your answer. Go in with the question and then use the people that really understand it on a level that you never will to answer that question. Secondly, everything can be designed, and this was a very new concept for me. Vacuum cleaners, the chairs you're sitting on, the building, databases, websites, they can all be designed. If we put that same thought and intentionality into what we do with people and how we design and create programs, you'll be amazed at what can happen. Learn from people in their context. Let's not call them into our office and sit down and have a chat. Let's go out, get in their homes, live life as they live it, 2, 3 days, longer, over and over and over. It's not a once-off thing. You don't go out there and tick off that box and say, okay, I've done that today. Learning from the people who you are ultimately trying to create solutions for is of the utmost importance. And lastly, making things and testing things with the people that are going to use them. Don't pick something and then stick with it. With Family by Family, we had hundreds of iterations of different interactions, of measurement tools, of events, of websites, and all of those things tested out with the very people that were going to use them. So by the time you get to that end place, you know you have something that's going to work, because the people that you've built it for have, in essence, not only built it or co-designed it with you, but they've also tested it out, and believe me, they don't hold back in telling you when it doesn't work or doesn't fit for them well at all. So what does this mean? So what does this thing called Family by Family and all of these families up on this screen mean? It means that we have recently got an evaluation back that says that 90% of the families we worked with achieved the change that they wanted to change. It means that a cost-benefit analysis tells us that over the next 10 years we're going to save this state $79 million. And most importantly, it means that the change that happens has come from the people themselves. Thank you.